This week on The Big Picture, Fox News pushed the Republican Party line on the default crisis. Their hostility to women's health is beyond ridiculous. And while he may live in a pineapple under the sea, SpongeBob SquarePants still knows more about climate change than a fake news channel.
Thanks for watching. I'm Chrissy Schwen. Conservatives have turned lying about climate change into an art, jumping on multiple opportunities this week to spread their misinformation. But their attacks keep backfiring since they're so easily disproven. So now, they're apparently going after cartoons.
The Department of Education using SpongeBob SquarePants now to teach kids about global warming. The government agency showed kids this cartoon and handed out books that blame man for global warming, but they did not tell kids that that is actually a disputed fact. Oops.
Clearly, Nickelodeon is pushing a global warming agenda.
SpongeBob to teach our kids, that's good to know.
The big question is it man-made, or is it just one of those gigantic climactic, phases that we're going?
SpongeBob is talking a lot about global warming, and he's only looking at it from one point of view. But anyway, it's hard to even follow sometimes.
Some website started by a former Fox host started the attack, and Fox quickly fell in line. As usual, they claim that climate change caused by humans is controversial. It's not. It's a fact, at least among legitimate scientists. So conservatives are complaining that SpongeBob SquarePants did not cite a controversy that doesn't actually exist. A controversy conservatives have desperately tried to insist is real. But enough about cartoon characters. Here's Steve Doocy.
Starting in August 2012, insurers will be required to cover the full cost of family planning. Supporters say this marks a milestone in women's health care. Birth control opponents argue this is the government messing with God.
That was Steve Doocy using religion to argue against mandatory insurance coverage for contraception. And this is Fox News contributor Sandy Rios making even more ridiculous claims.
In Red China, they have this down to a science. The local healthcare centers make women come in every month to be examined to see if they've had their cycle, to make sure they're taking their medication. And if they have a baby, they are roundly punished. If they have an extra baby, that baby is aborted. That's the control we're moving toward.
Fox's chief sexist, Greg Gutfeld, even argued that it's a plot to, quote, eradicate the poor. But let's put aside the fear-mongering. The fact remains that the Institute of Medicine has analyzed the issue and found that universal contraceptive coverage promotes women's optimal health. It really is a potent combination over at Fox News, lying and hatred of women.
Tonight on World News, truth and consequences. It's done. The president signs the debt deal.
The most divisive and potentially dangerous moment in recent political history in Washington is now history. The debt limit has been fixed, but big steps now remain.
The default crisis threatened to tear apart the American economy. And Fox News covered it as it covers almost every story, as a Republican messaging machine.
Well, the idea there, I apologize about the interruption, but the idea there is to take the next 6 months and really start trimming and cutting and make Congress vote on it again. Well, I apologize to interrupt here, but no one's suggesting that the United States would not pay its bills. There still would be revenue into Washington August 3rd.
Looks like it's heading to the 11th hour. Do you think the President of the United States wants a crisis?
Every evidence suggests he does. Bottom line, Tea Party, game changers. Thank you, Tea Party. Take the win and live to play another day. And in honor of the Tea Party, we're going to say thank you for a big, big old bag of tea.
Is that for real?
Fox's coverage was horrendous. How eager were they to promote the GOP message? In the 24 hours after the deal was reached, they hosted over 3 times as many Republicans as Democrats to discuss. And yet they still want you to think they're a real news network. But SpongeBob wasn't the only kids programming to try and educate professional conservative liars. Here's Bill Nye the Science Guy using small words and talking real slowly to explain to John Scott some basic science. Thanks for watching. We'll see you next week.
Does it go, anywhere close to the climate change debate that's underway here on Earth? I mean, if the moon had erupting volcanoes a few years ago, a few million years ago, however you want to put it, it's not like we've been up there burning fossil fuels.
No, volcanoes are not
connected to the burning of fossil fuels. They're
No,
connected to mining. But the big thing for us on my side of this thing is the science is true. So when you say to yourself, well, I'm going to ignore all the evidence of climate change, you're saying, I'm going to ignore the best ideas anybody's ever had. That's science.